This is the Bitcoin Otter Radio Show.
Oh my God, I love you so much!
On 97.7 FM, The City.
Things in good fortune, everybody. It's Thursday. Here we are at the station, in the studios. 97.7 KCYP, The City, McAllen, Texas. Yes, in the McAllen Creative Incubator. Yeah, we've got painters, we've got artists, we've got musicians, and we got otters. I don't know how I fit into all that, but here we are. Thank you for watching. We're going to have a great show today. We got a lot of things to cover. I'm really looking forward to those comments, those, in the chat kind of thing that hopefully we'll have a lot of participation for. So as I say that, I'm going into the feed and I'll be on hopefully both the Christopher Ott and the Bitcoin Otter. Sue, good to see you. Hello, Sue, Dad, Jim. How are you all? I hope all is well and God bless you. We're also going out on TuneIn Radio. It's an app. So is Radio Garden. Both apps. And they've been kind enough to put on the show. So put on basically all the shows that are on 97.7 FM out of McAllen, Texas. KCYP, The City. You can find Joe's feed on Facebook and YouTube. Check that out whenever you get a chance. So, like I said, I'm going on Facebook here, and I'm going to try and see if I can flip the no, I don't think I can. But what maybe I can go on this one. Either way, I'll have to every now and again figure out a way to make sure everybody knows in whichever they are. Matt, good to see you, Matt. We missed you last week. Got a lot of stuff to cover. I'm hoping that you're going to be able to fill in the blanks if I'm if I Joe Biden it, you know what I mean? If I fall asleep for a little bit, my face falls into my ice cream. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't. Jeepers. So we'll do the old, economic barometer part of the show, starting with gold, and then we'll get to our favorite. Gold, $2,683 an ounce as of show prep today. Silver, $31.12. Went down to about 30. The support is there. They're not going to be able to bring it back down below 30, I don't think, especially once some of the expected S&P, tumbling occurs. Oh, man, silver's a great buy at $31.12 an ounce. And then, ladies and gentlemen, oh, honey, oh, kids, $98,331 it was. What do you got here, Matt? I know you love Bitcoin, so do I, but can we talk about the possible financial possibilities of XRP and XLM? Yes, we will. Yes, we will, Matt. I'm prepped for that, and you throw in your comments, things that I might not touch on that you think people would know, please do so. For people who are looking for a house, 30-year rate, 6.9, still ugly. 15-year rate, 6.18. The criminals are crimming. They're doing what they usually do, and it's showing in the interest rate. Crypto news. Okay, guys. Everybody sees this craziness, right, in Bitcoin. Those of us who've been in it for a while, we fully expected something like this. I mean, I can predict this and that, but I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't really know exactly how all these things are going to fall out, but we did expect something like this. We really did. And for any viewers, by the way, any viewers on the Bitcoin Otter Facebook page, please know that I'm not seeing anything on the. I'm not able to go back and forth. I'm going to fix that for next week, but I'm not able to see the Bitcoin Otter comments. If you have any comments, so if you want to come over to the Christopher Ott one, we'll be able to see your comments. Bitcoin almost hitting 100,000 is amazing. Of course, of course. It's just, it's for those of us that have, and I'm not going to claim any intelligence here or anything like that, be it the secretive kind or the actual, brain power. I've seen what's coming. I like to listen to smart people, and don't get me wrong, just like anything else, there are smart people for and against Bitcoin. Very smart people on both sides, right? But the case for Bitcoin, once you dig in past the disinformation about Bitcoin, is pretty compelling. And again, I'm willing to bring anyone into the fold, so to speak, if you're a beginner. And just hit me up on bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. And we'll square you away. I'll tell you what, though, and this first one here is what I really want to talk about. Because if you're watching this show, and thank you for doing that, if you're watching this show, chances are you're here to hear about crypto and current events. So when we talk about crypto, if you haven't gotten in yet, this first story is for you, and it's from Crypto News, appropriately. Here's the headline from Crypto News. Crypto scammer claims earning 5 figures weekly by impersonating Coinbase support. Yes. Via. I think that's how I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce that wrong. Via Hernandez or Hernandez Via. So thank you very much for watching. So here's why I'm reading this. If you're getting into crypto, there are some very important steps you need to take for your peace of mind, for the security of your finances or any investments. They're not difficult, really. It's just you want to be methodical about it, and you want to have your ducks in a row so that you have a layered approach, right? And you want to be more vigilant on your phone, especially if you have your cryptos on your phone. Okay, you certainly will not have your key or seed phrases on your phone. I know you won't, because you wouldn't do that, would you? No, I hope not. So this article says the revelation came. So the revelation of the scammers, right? The revelation came after Nick Newman, CEO of Bitcoin self-custody solutions provider Casa. Okay, so he helps people with their own custody, kind of like I do. So he had an unexpected conversation with a scammer during an attempted phishing attack. So he had this conversation in I won't read the whole article, but he had a conversation with the guy. Danny, good to see you. So this guy whose whole shtick is Bitcoin self-custody, which is what I try to do, is he's being scammed, actively scammed by somebody claiming to be from Coinbase support. Now, if you don't know, Coinbase is the biggest American exchange. Binance is bigger, but the criminals in this country, the enemy within of this country, has blocked us from using Binance. Okay, there's many exchanges and wonderful apps and things like that we can't use here in the U.S. because of the totalitarian regime, okay, that is coming to an end. And I say that with a smile on my face. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you know, you know. It's going to be glorious, ladies and gentlemen, but I digress. James, good to see you, James. Oh, I didn't start out with the dance today. Okay, no dance today. Oh, my wife wanted me to tell everybody that the last week thing with the Trump dance, it was her idea. It was. Yeah, she's the creative genius of the Trump dance via the Otter. So just she wanted credit for that, and I give credit where credit's due. Right now, my bad dancing was on me. But this is from X. Radar on X. He's an X account user, whatever you want to call him. Chinese court rules Bitcoin and crypto ownership legal as Bitcoin surges to new all-time highs. Ladies and gentlemen, even in China, they're seeing that Bitcoin is king. They can't hide from it. They can't pretend it's going to go away. They have to deal with it. And if they don't let their people become part of the world, then they're only going to lose. The regime is going to lose bigly. So that's another thing pushing Bitcoin higher. Crypto Jur on X says, "Hope you're all paying attention." And here we go, Matt. This is one of the ones that I was telling you about. Ripple just gave IDs to all its partner banks with, and he thought this news would come out yesterday, but it didn't. And then he's got a visual on the X post of Bitcoin going to the moon. So this is not just here on X. Ladies and gentlemen, XRP from Ripple Labs has been vaunted as a crypto that is going to be the tracks for the new international digital monetary system. Now, some people say, oh, that's only the CBDCs, Otter. Central bank digital currencies, and we do know how evil those are. Centralized blockchain is as evil as, and I won't say it, let's say some celebrities out there in Hollywood land. That's how evil central bank digital currencies are. So, Pablo, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Arnold, glad you could make it. Marcos, happy to see you. Glad you guys could all, be in here, man. I love this. Love it. Love the activity. I was just regaling the rest of the viewers about the bumping news, the shaking news of XRP. Okay, I think it was somewhere around $1.11. Anybody, if you're on there, if you could throw it up in the chat, we'd be much obliged. But I think it was like $1.11 last night, something like that, for one XRP token. So there's a guy out there, and I've talked about him a few times. His name is the Economic Ninja. He calls himself the Economic Ninja. Very genuine guy, not out to rip anybody off, in my opinion. And I'm watching him as much as I can. He's saying that he believes that for the second time, and I didn't know this ever happened before, but for the second time, XRP is going to supplant Bitcoin. Wowzers. Now, does that mean that the price is going to be higher than Bitcoin? No. The market cap. So there will be more money invested in XRP at some point. He thinks this is the Bitcoin, the Economic Ninja. He believes that the market cap of XRP is going to usurp the position of number one of cryptos, the king daddy of cryptos, at some point. I'm not going to say no, because guys, gals, just now we learned that Ripple assigned IDs, international IDs, okay, to 500 banks all over the world. This is happening, guys. This is happening real time. Matt says XRP at $1.29 right now, up 17%. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here. I don't want any of you to miss out. Am I a financial advisor? No. Am I guaranteeing you wealth beyond your imagination if you get into XRP or Bitcoin or anything else? No. I'm just telling you what I see. I see a financial transformation that has not occurred for over 100 years on the horizon. Just over the horizon. Why do I feel that way? Because the things that have been whispered about in conspiratorial corners of the world that people like me have our ears in are now being shouted on the rooftops. How many of you already have heard, not just from this show, because we talk about this all the time, but how many of you heard from other outlets, okay, that we're not going to be paying income tax anymore? Ladies and gentlemen, it's almost been declared. This is what I truly believe. What do you think that will do? Just use your imagination for just a minute. What do you think that will do for the economy of the United States, for the world? It will be monstrous. It will be amazing. It will unlock the potential of the American people. And that's all we've been asking for since 1913, when those tyrants, those sons of people, okay, in 1913, they installed that huge tick on the United States that's been sucking us dry since then. Sucking us dry. And then they installed their Gestapo wing called the IRS. They'll take your furniture if you don't pay it. Oh, you don't want to pay your taxes? Well, goodbye furniture. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. I'm really not. So, next, crypto slate. BlackRock supports U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve amid rumors of executive order. BlackRock, I don't give a rat's behind what you approve of, BlackRock. Anyway, Crypto Slate is basically telling us that BlackRock even knows what's up. So, guys, the boss, Donald Trump, the boss, okay, one way or another, he's going to get it done. We're going to have a Bitcoin reserve in the U.S. And if you're thinking, good, that's great. I'm glad you're thinking that way. Justin, good to see you. I'm glad you're thinking that way. But extrapolate just a little further. Do you think that if there's going to be a United States Bitcoin reserve, that they're going to be buying it? Yeah, maybe not all of it. Maybe some of it is from some scam or something that the government pulled. But when you think about it, they're going to have to hit the Bitcoin market pretty heavy, right? What do you think that's going to do to price movement? You think? Are we on the same channel here? I'm hoping we're thinking alike, because you got to get yourself some now. If you're thinking what I'm thinking. Again, I don't push anybody into anything. You know, I couldn't even sell cars back when I got out of the military. I didn't do very well, you know. Barry, what do you got? Good to see you, Barry. Wishful thinking on income tax. I know, Barry, but I haven't read you in. I haven't read you in on the whole plan. The plan. Okay? It's not coming from me, that's for sure. But we'll see what happens. And when you think about, okay, you know what? You brought up, I guess, a point, and you didn't really articulate it. You just, you know, you are of, it seems like you, Barry, are of the mind that it's not really going to happen. And I understand that completely. I mean, almost 20 some years, right? Of 1913, it was installed. I mean, that's for that to go away. Ooh, boy, the Federal Reserve, right? So why I say things like this is because the people that are now going to be in charge are telling us that there's not going to be tax on tips. There's not going to be taxes on overtime. There's not going to be taxes for police and first responders. There's not going to be taxes on what else? What I'm missing? There's something else I'm missing. But Social Security recipients. What does that all add up to, Barry? I mean, yeah, you could say that, hey, they're lying to us. You could say that. You could, and that could be possible, right? But if they're saying all that, I mean, how much further do you have to go to just say, you know what? No more income tax. We're going to go back like it was with William McKinley, who they shot and killed in my hometown, Buffalo, New York. Yeah, they killed the last guy who was working without basically duties, tariffs. You know, it can be done, but you got to trim all the fat off of the federal government. You have to, and that's what Elon Musk is going to do with Vivek, or however you pronounce it. So we'll see what happens. So the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, has reportedly endorsed the idea of creating a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve as states and the Trump administration accelerate plans to institutionalize the digital asset. So let me see. Bitcoin being, I guess it was a court opinion there that it's legal in China. We're going to have a federal strategic reserve. And then what do you think the states are going to do? They're just going to wait around. They're just going to hang out and say, well, you know what? Maybe we'll get some. No, the states are going to get it too. Matt says, 61 years ago tomorrow, the CIA and their deep state partners performed their most brazen act in over a century by completing their coup d'etat of the U.S. government in Dallas, Texas. We lost more than JFK that day. We lost everything. Thank you, Matt, for reminding us of that. I take that perspective, and I also go a little bit further. I'm going to up that by one a blue chip. We have the blood of John F. Kennedy on our hands still. Why? Because we haven't done anything about it. We haven't demanded justice. Donald Trump has said that he's going to declass. Okay? He's going to declass it. Lord willing, he will. Okay? And we're going to, ladies and gents, whoever's watching this, I appreciate you watching. One. Two, we are emissaries. Because there are going to be people, just like, and I'm going to go back to it again, the movie The Matrix. Okay? You can't pull a person out of the Matrix, said Morpheus, because at too late in life, because their thought process is fixed. Well, many of these normies will not have a choice. They're going to have to learn to live with being hit hard every day by reality. And we're going to have to step up. We got to care for these people. I mean, they're in our own family, ladies and gents. They're in our own family. Okay? Our loved ones. And they don't know it yet. They don't know the reality, the brutality of the people that are ruling over us, that are about to be vanquished. I say that with a smile. So we can kind of smooth it over if we care to, and I do. Zero hedge. Russia said, oh, here's the next step. So as we know, they weren't able to steal the election like we figured they would try. And I'm sure they did, but I would imagine they're stymied in some ways or another, except for, of course, Maricopa County. That place, oh, man, that place is, and, you know, I thought Chicago was bad. I thought Maricopa County, that is horrible. Let me just say this right now. The election was on November 5th. If you're still counting, you're cheating. Ain't no two ways about it. No, sir, no, ma'am. D-Fam Reyes is watching. Glad to see you. I'm trying to figure out who. Doesn't matter. Glad you're here. So, Zero Heads. Russia says it's ready for any realistic Ukraine peace plan as ICBMs fly. Intercontinental ballistic missiles fly. Ladies and gentlemen, the deep state has lost. So what is their next move? War. It's always war. They're going to try and take us to war. They're going to confuse us. They're going to then say if they can succeed in it, they won't. They could say, you know what? We got to wait for that inauguration thing. We can't have that. We're in a state of war. We got to keep things status quo. No, ladies and gents, it ain't going to work. So here's part of the article here. After Russian intercontinental ballistic missiles went airborne Thursday for the first time in the war, reportedly targeting the central Ukrainian city of Dnipro, the Kremlin is emphasizing that it is still open to peace. Do you think Obama is going to give you peace? Obama's shaking in his boots. Probably very feminine boots. But he's shaking in his boots. Him and his husband. You know what's going to happen. They know what's going to happen when the boss gets back in office. Okay? So do you think that it means anything that lives are going to be lost to Obama? You think he cares? I'm talking as if everybody knows that he's the one running this. The people that own Obama are having him run the show for Joe because, well, he's He's kind of out of it, isn't he? Amid this week's fresh wave of hugely, this is an interesting word, escalatory policies issued from the U.S. and UK, namely greenlighting long-range attacks on Russian territory with Western-supplied missiles. Those rats. NATO's got to go, ladies and gents. NATO has got to go. Santos, good to see you, brother. U.S. vetoes UN Security Council resolution on Gaza ceasefire. So, in other words, the U.S. wants genocide. The U.S. loves genocide. The U.S. wants to see genocide. And that's why they have Joe Biden. That's why. So every country on the UN Security Council said, hey, you know what? Maybe we ought to rethink this thing. We got kids dying over there. We got hospitals being, bombed and blown up, and refugee centers. Okay, the Zionists are burning people alive in refugee centers. Those are not strategic targets. To them, they are, of course. If you're wanting to genocide somebody, that's a pretty good place to start. However, there's one country that wants blood as much as the Zionists want blood, and that's the USA. Ladies and gentlemen, why are we tolerating this? Why? I'll tell you why. Some of us are so conditioned to respond to tyranny with obedience that we haven't thought to stand up. But we're doing it now. It's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to happen. The writing is on the wall. We can see. We can see. Jody, good to see you, Joey. Jody, glad you're here. Monica, glad you're here. Anybody got any comments? Even if you disagree with me, I invite it. I invite disagreement because we have to talk about these things. We have to. So that to me is horrible. But it's also further evidence that the deep state wants war at all costs. So we've got the whole Ukrainian thing, of which our hands are, bloody red on that. And now the Gaza thing, where, children are just getting burned to crisps. But apparently the U.S. is fine with that. The leaders, I know you and I are not, but the leaders are. Joe Cavazos, how you doing, brother? Why did Gates step down as Attorney General? Yeah, he was. Thank you, Joe. So Matt Gates was, and I think by a lot of different perspectives, he would very much make a good Attorney General. He was candidate for that, but he stepped down. I mean, it has to have something to do with the allegations that came against him. I guess, you know what? Maybe there is a negative, Joe. Maybe there is a negative to the fact that we're very much now accustomed to a person who is being maligned, and I'm talking about Donald Trump. He's being maligned in real time, and he doubles down and comes back because he knows the charges are BS. You want to convict me of a felony? That is a badge of honor. Anytime someone's convicted, persecuted by a communist that way, it's a badge of honor. Not many people can hang as long and as tough as Donald J. Trump. And I'm not casting any shade on Matt Gaetz. All right? I'm not casting any shade. But I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to say that most people cannot hang under the withering pressure. Thank you, Barry. The pressure. Donald Trump is an enigma. He's able to withstand the highest of pressures. Why do I believe that is so? One, his personality. The mold, broken, there he is, right? That's one. Two, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to reiterate. My stance is this, and until it's proven otherwise, I will stand on this. Donald Trump did not wake up one morning and say, you know what? I think I'm going to be president. I'm going to lose millions, possibly billions, because I'm not even going to take a salary. I'm not going to be able to run my businesses while I'm in the White House because that would be unethical. I'm going to put myself up for abuse for the rest of my life because I'm already in my 70s. I don't think he woke up and said he wanted to do all this. Ladies and gentlemen, the logical conclusion is he was recruited and he stood tall to serve his country. Billionaires don't wake up and want to take political office. They might want to buy politicians. I'll give you that. But they don't want to be politicians. A regular person, a regular criminal wants to be a billionaire, so they get into politics. Right? But a billionaire who's already a billionaire doesn't need to get into politics. So I believe personally that the people that recruited Donald Trump are backing him so solidly that he knows he can stand up to whatever pressure they have. So Barry says, Pam Bondi appointed as Getz replacement. Okay. I'm not too familiar with her, but I if I remember correctly, she's solid. She's a patriot, if I remember correctly. Santos says, how do you feel about Pam Bondi as a replacement? I don't want to give a solid endorsement. I think she's solid. If I can remember, she's a patriot. Maybe if you guys can refresh my memory on some of her accomplishments or some of the times when she showed herself a true patriot. Marco says, when are the deep state bad guys going to jail? I was just listening to a podcast on the way in, and there's a guy named his name is Mike King. I subscribe to his emails. He's been just completely eviscerated, you might say, by the mainstream media. Amazon has stopped his stuff, not because he's off target, no, but because he's on target. And he's one of those people who believes that the operation, the counterinsurgency, and it's a military operation, has been occurring over a span of years, much prior to real time. So, and I know Joe and Matt, you guys know this, but what I believe is that many of these deep state agents are already in jail, or like John McCain. In fact, the evidence we have that John McCain is a congressional hearing, and one of them kind of did a Freudian slip and said something to the effect of before John McCain was executed, and he just rolled on to the rest of his sentence, and nothing else was said. So that's part of the evidence. But Barry says, I think she'll be a bulldog Trump loyalist. Good. This is how many of us feel, and I guess if there's anyone here of the blue persuasion, or you're troubled by the fact that Donald Trump is going to take office again, please know that we as Trump supporters see Trump loyalists as patriots. We don't see them as adoring worshipers of Donald Trump, nor are we. I suppose you could probably find one or two out there, but we don't worship Donald Trump, okay? Jesus Christ earned every bit of worship from all of us, okay? None of it should be wasted on a human being. Worship is for God alone. That said, I can admire Donald Trump, and I do admire Donald Trump, and I do believe that he's a ferocious patriot of this land, as am I. So when someone says he or she is a Trump loyalist, that is for us to say that, hey, they're on the same track as we are. That's just it. Thanks, Barry, for the amen. Sabotage behind several. What is it about Germany, man? What is it about Germany? The diaper-clad President Joe cut their, the what was the name of that pipeline? The Russian pipeline that Germany depends upon in every winter for energy, probably winter, spring and summer all together. So we knew it was the three letters and the Zionists. We knew that they were the ones who cut that gas line. Now they're cutting the communication lines. And, German leaders are what, who is it? Oh, it's China. No, I'm sorry. At first they thought it was Russia. Now they say it's China. So you know how the usual suspects think. They got to bring us to war somehow. This is from Yahoo Entertainment, and oh, how entertaining it is! I think you're all going to enjoy this. First, I'm going to go through the breakdown. We're halfway through the show, ladies and gents. It goes fast when we're having fun. We're on KCYP, the city, 97.7 FM out of McAllen, Texas. We're here at the McAllen Creative Incubator at the studio in the station, okay? We're also going out on Joe Martinez's Facebook. We're going out on YouTube, the Bitcoin Otter Show, 97.7 KCYP. Going out on TuneIn Radio and Radio Garden apps. Thank you for that. And one of these days, maybe we'll have a sponsor. If you guys are in business and you want to sponsor the Bitcoin Otter Show, or if you have a business that you think might want some advertising space, we're here. Talk to us. BitcoinOtter.media@gmail.com. Now, Yahoo Entertainment. Oh, and a shout out to Robert Jr., Robert Rodriguez Jr. Thank you, my friend. I saw him last week at Joe Q's retirement party. Thank you. Watches all the time. Thank you very much. Ellen DeGeneres and her wife reportedly ditched the U.S. for England over Trump's election victory. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Ellen DeGeneres and her wife. They're gone. The couple is seemingly planning to put up their Montecito mansion for sale, having snapped up a home in the Cotswolds area on the outskirts of London. Why? Why would that happen? This was an X post. I'm going to read you an X post. This is from Ellen DeGeneres herself from 2016. One of these days, when I'm retired, I'm going to have the graphics. I'm going to have them all sent to Joe throughout the week, and we're going to have this up because I would love for you to see this. And you can if you email me at bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. Ellen on X, it was Twitter back then, 2016. Happy birthday, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy Sean Combs, or as I call him, Cuddle McSnuggle Stuff. You don't need to know why. Yeah. Diddy tapes. Thank you, Barry. Diddy. That's why she's leaving. And that's why we're going to see a lot of people leave, quit. Adios. Rob Reiner? Anybody? Tom Hanks? Anybody? John Cusack? Anyone? Robert De Niro? Anyone? All of them. One way or the other, they're going. Matt says, because those who scream the loudest have the most to lose. You are absolutely right, sir. Absolutely right. Adam Shifty Shift. Yes. Zero Hedge. The officer who killed Ashley Babbitt had long history of disciplinary and training problems, says report. Yeah, that murderer who has still not seen justice. Now, there are some of you out there, and I know you watch the show, that are in some sort of law enforcement capacity. Now, I would imagine that if you're in a crowded scene and you see a woman that breaks a window, okay, being a little unruly as she was. Yes, she was. But the two police officers right next to her could have probably taken care of that. But no, the bird decided that an unarmed woman, because he didn't see any weapons and she didn't have any, was worthy of death. Shot and killed her right there in the Capitol. Yeah, because she broke a window. And, strong men don't react that way. No, they don't. But he did. So the new report confirms prior accounts that Bird had prior disciplinary and training issues. According to Just the News, they included a failed shotgun qualification test. Guys, again, I know you're out there. How do you fail a shotgun qualification test? How do you fail it? How do you fail a shotgun qualification test? Anybody who knows anything about firearms, how do you fail that? A failed FBI background check for a weapons purchase, a 33-day suspension for a lost weapon, and referral to Maryland state prosecutors for firing his gun at a stolen car fleeing his neighborhood. In his own neighborhood, he's shooting. Okay, I'm going to break this down. If you carry a firearm, and I hope you do, be you a law enforcement individual or not, especially if not, because when seconds count, police are minutes away. If you carry a firearm, you have to know what is downrange of your target. This guy, a loose cannon, the bird, is shooting at a fleeing vehicle. I mean, the vehicle's not fleeing, the driver is. But he's in a vehicle, in a neighborhood. Right? Who knows where those rounds are going to land? Every one of those rounds is your responsibility when they come through the barrel of your gun. This guy's a knucklehead. A criminal one. Indiana AG opens human labor trafficking probe at Tyson Meat Factory. Yes. It's starting. Ladies and gentlemen, we're wondering, a lot of us are wondering, how is this biggest deportation operation ever going to transpire? How is it going to unfold? How is it going to be prosecuted, if you will? Here's one part of it, okay? Employer sanctions. If you are an employer of illegal aliens, you might have to pay a little price for that, as Tyson Foods is about to find out. So 1 week after our viral Dear Borders are, this nonprofit boasts a list of 400 companies that employ migrants. Wow, that was a note. So a nonprofit listed 400 companies that employ migrants. Wow, migrants, they're not migrants. Note revealed the 10th partnership for refugees. That was an open borderline nonprofit funded by a Turkish billionaire. Aren't we happy? Yet the Indiana Attorney General, Todd Rokita, released a statement Wednesday indicating his office has sent a civil investigative demand to Tyson Foods Meat Factory in Logansport, Indiana, seeking information about human labor trafficking. Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening. It's happening. Yes. Barry says, F up, move up. I agree with you. You can't hit a target with a shotgun. Wow. But he knows how to draw down an unarmed woman. He sure can kill an unarmed woman. Can't hit a target with a shotgun, but he can kill an unarmed woman. What a man. What a guy. The bird is. No. Here's a good one, guys. Here's a good one. How we doing on time? Got about 15 minutes left. Anything you guys want to say, you just throw it up there. We'll talk about it. Not a problem. I got one more that is going to give us a little bit more to go on about this beautiful, wonderful deportation operation. It says, Denver mayor declares war on federal law. This is from the Gateway Pundit, by the way. Vows to use police and citizens to block deportation of illegal migrants, including gang members. Wow. Mayor Johnston has made it clear that he will go as far as using city police and local volunteers to physically prevent the deportation of illegal immigrants, including those with potential gang affiliations. Those especially because they're his foot soldiers. Then we're going to follow this up quickly with a Newsmax article. And this is from Big Daddy Tom Homan. If Dems resisting deportations get the hell out of the way, he says. I tell you this, says Tom Homan. I tell you this, they don't have to help us, but they need to get the hell out of the way because we're coming. Homan told Finnerty on Newsmax, apparently. We're going to do it, he says, which means if I have to send twice as many resources to that sanctuary city, twice as many agents, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've been saying this for the last several days, that they need to study the law. They cannot help. But don't impede us and don't cross certain lines. There's a statute under Title 8, USC, United States Code, 1324, that talks about knowingly harboring and concealing illegal aliens from ICE Immigration is Custom Enforcement. They need to read that statute and become familiar with it, because if they cross that line, there will be consequences. Big Daddy Tom, the border czar, says he's going to go 1324 all over them. Yes. Harboring, ladies and gentlemen. You want to harbor? Yeah. See what happens. Just say no to more caffeine. All right, Sue. I can't. I'm pumped. I'm pumped, just like the crypto market. I'm pumped. Incoming border czar Tom Homan says Trump admin will use 1,400 acres offered by Texas. Thank you, Lord. I was born in Texas. For mass deportation operation. This is going to hit home, RGV folks. According to a report from Fox News, Texas Land Commissioner Dawn Buckingham has written to President-elect Donald Trump offering him the land in Starr County. Ladies and gents, Starr County went for Donald Trump. If you're here in the RGV, you know how serious that is. Ladies and gents, Starr County, in many ways, and I know those of us who know, we know, is a very much agricultural county. They're not messing around. They know what's over the horizon. And someone there, sold 1,400 acres to the state. And the state is offering that as a hub for the boss. I mean, think about that. 1,400 acres, you can put an airstrip in there, right? Get cargo planes in and out all day, all night. Right? All day, all night, deportations. Bada bing, bada boom. Right? What's wrong with that? Absolutely nothing. Ray, good to see you, Ray. I hope you are doing well, my friend. Just talking about the border czar, Tom Homan, stepping up the beautiful, the wonderful deportation operation. What does anybody got here? Sue, what do you got? Is that the county whose sheriff makes the convicts wear pink underwear? No, it's not. I don't think it is. Or maybe it is. Somebody else pop up. It might be. I don't think it was Starr County, though. I don't think so. I don't think that guy's a Texas sheriff, but it might be. It might be. I don't know. But I remember that. I remember hearing that. I just don't know if this is the guy. I don't think so. Because, well, I won't say anything about the sheriff of Starr County. I just won't. Anyway, I have a few more things that I can mention. Opening it up, so did Cameron County. So I'm seeing this over here. That was Barry. That's in Arizona. Okay. Eric Rourke. Good to see you, Eric. So Arizona, Arizona, I don't think it was just the pink skivvies. I think they had to wear pink overalls too, or shirts or something. I don't know. I don't remember, but yeah, that is interesting. See, I'm not seeing all these. Wow. Pink sheriff is Joe Arpaio. Yes. Yes. You know what, man? Trump ought to find a place for him. Joe Arpaio, going back a little bit, Joe Arpaio funded, I think it was an ex-FBI agent, to run down the Obama birth certificate. And he found so many errors, fraud. It was fraud docs everywhere, fraudulent documents. It was a travesty. It was so ugly and so obviously fraudulent that the deep state had to come down all over those people. Man, they went after them with both feet, like they did with Alex Jones for saying that those little ones survived. You can't say things like that, ladies and gentlemen. Not yet. Not yet. But there's a time coming. There's a time coming. Okay? When we're going to be able to say the truth. I think, hopefully, there will be a takeover of Facebook. And that Facebook will be trimmed down by 80%, just the way Twitter was trimmed down by 80%. The three-letter agencies are all over this stuff. It is a 3-letter agency asset. Okay? That's obvious. We all have heard about LifeLog, have we not? If not, throw that into your favorite AI. If you're using a search engine still, try AI. Just from an old guy who's learning to do new things. Just try it. Okay? Ladies and gents, I have one more thing. I have the fact that Sue says, thanks, Matt. I have the fact that I am here by the grace of God. Not just here in the studio, which it also applies, but here on this earth. And I find what I'm doing here a ministry. In fact, I started a nonprofit faith in God association. It's called the Bitcoin Otter PMA, Private Membership Association. Okay, so it's a 508, and it's not a 50 501. I think the other one is a 504, whatever it is, but it's a 508. So what that says is it's private, and I really am serious about helping people. So when I say that people who don't watch this show or watch it and have no clue about what it is we're talking about, that we need to help them out, I'm not kidding. I am seeing more and more people engage in conversation with me about, hey man, how do you think this is going to happen? Because what we conspiracy theorists have been able to see for years is now hitting their perimeter of awareness. And they're wanting to know. And they need to know. Okay? They need to know. So why don't we, as patriots, okay, help out our fellow Americans first? I mean, family, right? First, right? I mean, God comes first. We need to be right with him. Then we help our family out. Then we help our fellow Americans out. And I am positive, and you don't have to feel the way I do about it, but I am positive that at some point we're going to help out our international friends too. Starting with Mexico, here on the southern border, starting with Canada on the northern border. They've been overrun with communism, Marxist philosophy. We need to help these people. If we're online, if we have an online presence or a platform of any kind, help people all over the world come to grips with what is going on. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a renaissance. We are living in great times. Times of trouble, just ask the Palestinians. Times of much trouble, much strife. But I do believe, I wholeheartedly believe, that either the good guys won and are just mopping up, or they're winning bigly. I have many, many different points of reference for this, many different proofs. There's a whole body of evidence out there that I could, articulate for you if you want to hear it. bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. Barry says, it's no longer a theory, it's a conspiracy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is a conspiracy? 2 or more people communicating to commit a crime. The big hurdle for most people is there can't be that many people in on it. I'm sorry to say, there can be. Wait till the Diddy tapes come out. Wait till finally Epstein, who, by the way, didn't kill himself, the Epstein Lolita Express list officially comes out. We all know who's on it. We've seen it. We know who's there. But wait till it comes out. Wait till the normies, the regular average people who still watch TV, yeah, they're out there. Wait till they come to grips. No, you know what? Again, let's not wait. Let's reach out to them. Or there's some that we really can't reach out to. But be amenable to a conversation with them. Maybe make them buy the coffee, depending on how badly they treated you over the years. But be proffer the olive branch, as it were. Because this is my philosophy. God gave me grace. He forgave me. I think I ought to respond in kind to his other children. It's just me. That's my philosophy, you know. And with that, I'm going to leave you with another piece of wisdom. And it's true wisdom, not something that I'm talking about from my mind. And it's from 2 Peter of the Bible. One verse, short. May grace and peace be multiplied to you in the knowledge of God and of Jesus our Lord. And that's my outgoing prayer for all of you. May grace and peace be multiplied toward you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching, whether you're watching live right now or later, anytime. And you want to talk to me? Most of you I already know. But if I don't know you, bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. Reach out to me. We'll connect. I'll let you know why I say what I say and believe what I believe. Without a doubt. I have no problem. You don't believe the way I do? Awesome. Great. I love new perspectives, different, directions of thought. Not a problem at all. I will discuss with you. No bad words, no insults, nothing. It's the way we roll around here. So, hi, mate. Good to see you, brother. Thank you, Barry. I appreciate the blessings. May grace and peace be multiplied to you. In Jesus' name, amen. And the Bitcoin Otter is out. Have a great week, everybody. See you next week.
This is the Bitcoin Otter Radio Show.